So we are having a exorcism deliverance conference next week, and we were going to talk about putting something up like this. We're getting so many attacks, and Zach was at a couple of the events that I had in the past, and he had a horrible attack one time. Zach, you want to share?
I showed up, and I think I was okay when I got there. And then I started getting sick, and I started sweating, and my stomach didn't feel right. And I'm having a hard time talking. And I've got people coming up to me making sure I'm not dying. I'm laying on a back pew. I'm thinking about laying on the floor. I mean, I just feel horrible. And my time to talk is coming up. And I'm just thinking I'm going to die before it's my turn. This woman gives me a very nice miraculous medal. Like it's enclosed in something. And she said it was already blessed, and she gave it to me. But I'm not doing well at all. And finally, it's my turn to talk. And I get up, and I'm not sick at all. I don't have anything. And I do my talk. I do the Q&A. Everything goes fine. And when that's over, I had to be taken to the emergency room because I felt like I was going to die. And it was one of the worst feelings I'd ever had. But Mary gave me the grace to be able to do my talk, do what I was there for. And then they had to this was downstairs. It's like in the basement. So the ambulance crew had to bring a bed down to me, put me on it, and then carry me upstairs. And I thought, if what I've got doesn't kill me, one of them will slip and I'll fall down the stairs and that'll kill me. But thankfully, these guys were solid and they took me to the hospital, took me to the emergency room.
So it was so dramatic because he was so sick, he couldn't even sit up.
The people that went to that conference, some of them still email me and they say they were there and that they were praying for me so fervently that I wasn't going to die at the event. And then they say, you got up to speak and you weren't in discomfort at all. And you were able to talk and your voice was solid. Because when you were in the back laying on the pew, you're talking in a whisper. And everybody's thinking he's not going to be able to do this talk. And then you got up there like nothing was wrong. Everything was fine and you just did it. And then afterwards, the ambulance had to come for you.
But now in this one, it's even worse. I mean, we're having every single problem that you could possibly think of, but the Lord is carrying us through every step of the way. All the way in the beginning, when we started doing this event planning, I asked you to pray to God because you have this gift where you could, when exorcists come to you and they don't know the name of the demon that's afflicting someone who's possessed, they come to you in the Lord. So I asked you, what demons do we have to prepare for?
I was told Mammon and Belial.
Yes. And you also, when Jesus was talking to you, you said he allowed you to see a conversation.
And that was Satan was having it with some of his demons. And about our conference and about the organizers of the conference, I guess, he said, who do they think they are? And I told Karen, that is the greatest compliment you've ever received. You just had Satan say, who does she think she is? And I mean, this can't be a better compliment unless God gave you a compliment. Of course, that would be better. But, it's like I tell people, when you're satanic, people call me and they're like, how can I make my satanic attack stop? And I was like, stop being a good Catholic. I said, you don't want your satanic attack to stop. If my satanic attack stopped, I'd think, oh, what did I do wrong? I'm no longer in God's camp. I'm now in Satan's camp. And I said, you don't want it to stop. I mean, now I do tell people also, if you have a curse, I have a test that can tell you what it is. And I gave one to a woman a few days ago, and on day one, she found out she had a curse. It's a 30-day test, but she found out on day one. And I was like, well, you definitely got a curse. At least now you know. And she knows who cursed her. So you don't have to do that test either because she knows. Now she just has to get deliverance.
Yeah.
But it's exciting for me on my side. I love helping people. I love that people call me, they email me, they text me, they send me messages on WhatsApp, and they need answers, they need help. And I'm able to do these things. Now this means too, I'm 650 emails behind and probably maybe 50 phone calls behind, but I'll eventually get to everybody.
Yeah.
I'm sure this conference will make it worse,
I
but
know.
I did a 90-day novena to Our
With the
Lady's
family.
Tears. Yes, with Our Lady's, it's a 90-day novena to the Chaplet of Our Lady's Tears. And in there, we asked for um, spiritual warfare help on the conference. And there's about 2.5 pages of intentions. And then we had to, it ended a couple of days ago, so we rewrote it. And now we're doing it again, and we've added other stuff to it. But she was asking me, do you want me to take any of these things off? I was like, no. There's all these people on here that I list need prayers. So let's leave everything on there. And, I have future conferences coming up with you, and this one still has to come. So we're still praying for this one and the future ones.
So
I had never heard of that chaplet. And then one of my friends told me about it and told me how powerful it was. And then this woman that's like, she's a benefactor of our ministry. And I told her that I was doing this chaplet for 90 days. And she almost swooned with pleasure. She said, I've been praying for you for almost 10 years for you to do this chaplet. And I said, why didn't you just tell me? She goes, I didn't want to tell you. I wanted Mary to tell you. And I know that your prayers are very good. And I know that Mary answers you a lot. So I thought, he's got this connection with Mary. I want Mary to tell him. So for the last 10 years, she's been praying that Mary lays it on my heart to do that. She said she has a big painting above her bed of Our Lady's Tears. And I think she got it in Italy. So when she was visiting the Vatican, and that would have been like 30 or 40 years ago. And now I'm doing the chaplet and I'm doing it for her and her family. And she's like, that's so wonderful. She was, that's perfect. I know Mary is talking to you.
wow. Is that something that people could just find on the internet?
Yeah, we listen along it's on YouTube. It takes like 7 minutes to pray it. You do it on a rosary and you just follow along with everything that they say.
Hello, dear brothers and sisters. Welcome back to Mother and Refuge of the End Times. We are excited to announce that Mother and Refuge will be collaborating with John Leap's ministry to present a once-in-a-lifetime event. We introduce the Exorcism and Deliverance Conference titled Shielding the Children of God. This 2-day event, which culminates in a live worldwide exorcism, will be providentially held on the feast days of St. Benedict and St. Veronica on July 11th and 12th, 2025, held live in New Jersey or online via live stream, with 3 powerful exorcists presenting, as well as an ex-satanic wizard, Zachary King, and more great speakers. We are thrilled to welcome our keynote speaker, Cardinal Simone, Chief of the Catholic Exorcism, known as the Living Martyr. Cardinal Simone was unjustly imprisoned and on death row in communist Albania for 28 years. Now, he is an active universal exorcist and teacher exorcist. He is described by Pope Francis as the exorcist of exorcists. We also welcome Monsignor John Esseff, spiritual son of Padre Pio, and previous spiritual director of Mother Teresa in the Missionaries of Charity. Purchase your conference tickets now for 20% off using coupon code Mother and Refuge. Register now on website www.johnleaps.com or scan this QR code for more details. Don't miss out on this powerful spiritual event. Be strengthened, be restored, and be cleansed.